Okay, Andres. Good morning. Buenos días. Welcome to Travel Like a Local. Today we are going to talk about San Jose in Costa Rica, Pura Vida. But first of all, introduce yourself and tell me who you are and what you're doing.
Good morning, Sasha. As you said, my name is Andres Salas.
Well, you have provided me a lot of pictures, so we will have plenty of graphic support on the interview today.
You bet. Yes.
Yeah, let's go with it and please comment me and tell me what I'm seeing.
Okay, this is like a small map, and it's not the whole country. It's just the four main cities located in the Central Valley. Costa Rica is surrounded by mountains everywhere, except the coast. The coasts are very flat on that, and there's no big mountains. The four main cities actually that is giving the same name to the province, which is Alajuela Province, head city Alajuela, Heredia Province, head city Heredia, San Jose Province, head city is San Jose, and same thing for Cartago Province, and the head city is Cartago. And this is a way to show everyone that even you are in San Jose, you can move very, very fast to the other three cities that have some other places you can go. Actually, short distances, I think, is one of the most unusual for some tourists. But Costa Rica has all that actually. Very, very, very easy to move around.
How many kilometers are from an example from San Jose to Alajuela? If I want to drive from one place to another one?
Yeah, between San Jose and Alajuela is 18 kilometers. San Jose Heredia might be like 24, 25 maybe. San Jose Cartago, depending where you are. For example, if I'm from my home to Cartago is 21 kilometers. But if you are go to the west, I'm looking in the east side of the city, it might be like 3, 4, 5 kilometers more. Probably.
Yeah, but in any case, it's all the time as you are defining like less than 40 kilometers, no matter.
No, even less, 30 maybe. You're not even crossing 30 kilometers probably. That would be like the maximum you need to move. At least to go to the main cities. That's a very nice advantage actually, as I see it.
Okay. Then let's start with the pictures.
Yes. Okay. So this one is a Poas volcano located in Arajuela, basically. This is one of the two of the five volcanoes in Central America that are accessible to the crater, that you are able to see it, like this picture is showing. The other volcano is Volcan Irasu, which is the next picture actually that we can move over. Okay, this one is Irasu Volcano. This is one of the big peaks in the country, actually, with 3,420 meters. And actually, Poas is a little not too as high, which is 2,830, if I'm not mistaken. Both are very important because they have records. This one is considered one of the biggest crater in the world, and Poas volcano is one of the geyser, one of the biggest, actually the biggest geyser of the world, actually, right now. As far as you know, we haven't lost those records. Okay, this one is our first airport in Costa Rica, which was in the 1930, around that, 1930, 1935. And it works actually until 1941, I believe. And now it's a museum. It's the Museo de Arte Costarricense, which is modern art, actually, for now. Which this is exactly in the heart of San Jose, actually. This is one of the galleries they have. They usually, some artists comes here and they can expose there. And this airport is has a curiosity actually. Is exactly where Charles Lindbergh arrived in 1928 actually. Officially was international a bit more than 1930, but in an exception they allowed Charles Lindbergh to land in this airport actually, which was local, I believe, at that time. And this one is the current airport, but it has a different name because we were called in 1945 Aeropuerto Internacional El Coco. Operationally, they still use that name. Pilots use that name still, El Coco. They call it El Coco. And now is Aeropuerto Internacional Juan Santa Maria, which is after 1955.
Why el coco? I mean, because coco means coconut, if I'm not wrong.
I have no idea, and that's actually there's not a specific reason why they put El Coco in particular, which coco means coconut in English. We don't know. We're not even in the coast to say we can see coconuts, so
Okay.
it's a funny name actually.
And
This is the current terminal. And I have to say that Aeropuerto Internacional Juan Santa Maria is located in Alajuela. It's not in San Jose. San Jose has just one small domestic airport actually.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the current. This is a recent picture. This is another place you can go in the city. Is very easy. Central Avenue, Paseo Colón, and Avenida Segunda, Second Avenue actually. And Escuela Metálica is located very close to the Central Avenue, which are most of the hearts of San Jose, or where the old San Jose born actually at the end. And this is a school that's still working. This is this is a minister. It's a very old construction, and that is for the foreign affairs actually. So it's very nice actually, and it has been restored recently, like 15 years ago. I think they restored it. They needed to do some work there. This is the old factory for liquor actually, Fábrica Nacional de Licores, or called FANAL. Now it's a museum, and also it's a place that the Minister of Culture exposed craft shop and some events actually there inside, and it has his own museum at the end. This one is the first, I may say, first and unique gentleman club, which is called Club Unión. And in the past, I still think it works that way. Most of our government decisions or politicians were there or happened there actually in that building. This is the new building. Unfortunately, the old one got a fire, completely destroyed in 1938. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not very good in dates. I'm sorry. I'm trying to
no problem at all.
least to move the balance on that. And this is called this house Castillo Azul, which is which was until last year exactly the house for the Congress president, and that's his office there. And the Congress is actually next to this house, the old Congress. The new Congress started to work exactly in last year, around August, September, if I'm not mistaken. Completely new building, modern building. But this one, we don't know what they're going to do with these old buildings. I hope they can keep it and restore it better. This one is an area, if you are in Central Avenue and you go exactly to the south, like 3 blocks, you can go to this area, which is Barriomon. It's a neighborhood. It's an all rich neighborhood, actually. And most of the houses there are bed and breakfast, restaurants, and some nightlife also. So it's very nice, and we're trying to keep them and restore it.
Mm-hmm.
This one is the Mailpost office in San Jose. It's a very nice building, exactly in front of Club Unión, the gentleman that we spoke before, the gentleman club, is exactly in front of. So exactly from that place, you have several old buildings you can see actually, which is the old San Jose. And Barriomon is exactly like 2 blocks and a half maybe. And that's part of the art you can see. This kind of the art deco is maybe the most dominant you can see in most of the old San Jose buildings, but it's not the only one. I may say there are other type of construction that you can see here actually. This one is, we call it Casa De Adobe, with, which is made by straw, mud, and wattle. Sorry, I'm reading because those are new words actually I didn't know in English. And this is, for example, this is an example in Escazú, which is in the west side of San Jose. But you have it in different places. I think there are some in Heredia and Cartago too, actually, not only in San Jose. This is exactly the Paseo Colón. It's one of the wide avenues we have, actually. And let's say if you're coming from Alajuela, of course, this is the entrance to get into San Jose, part of that. So it's very known. It's walkable, actually. And it's actually what connects you with the rest of San Jose at the end. Exactly at the end of Paseo Colón, and in order to connect to Avenida Segunda, you have this hospital. The hospital was made in 1885, actually, Hospital San Juan de Dios. And it still works. It's one of the biggest hospitals we have still.
Is this place open for foreigners? I mean, if I go to Costa Rica and I get ill, I am allowed to go there. Shall I bring
Yeah,
insurance for traveling, or I mean, it's a place for visiting?
actually, if you this belongs to the Social Security, according to our laws in Social Security, if you get there and you're a tourist, our it's mandatory that we attend you, that we help you actually. So it's, most of the time you won't be charged actually, uh, just specific cases. But I would think the majority at the beginning, if you have an emergency, you can go there actually.
So at the end, Costa Rica's legislation is prepared for welcoming visitors and tourists, which is certainly
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, exactly. And our social security is one of the strongest in the world. Even with pandemic, it worked pretty good actually. And this one is a view of Avenida Segunda, Second Avenue. And exactly the building that you see in yellow is a theater called Melico Salazar. And if you see on the left side, you have a park. We're going to speak about that park later. And there's a church also. So you see, it's mix of old buildings and new buildings, actually. This is Central Avenue, a section. Central Avenue right now is walkable fully, 100%. No cars. It used to be with cars, and actually with a train too, in 1940 or 1920, between those years actually. But now it's just to walk,
Yeah,
which is very good actually.
for pedestrians, looks very
Pedestrian,
nice.
exactly. This one is the Atlantic Station, train station. It's an old building and it still works. We have still the train working internally in the four cities actually. And this is one of the places you can take the train. But it doesn't work the whole day. It works only at the beginning, let's say at 5:40 a.m. until 8:30, and then from 4 p.m. to 6:30, only for to go to the office and come back maybe.
But you can move from among the different cities using this train. I mean, if you want
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
from
The
Alajuela to
four
San
the four
Jose or
main ones,
to.
yes.
So it may be
For
a public
example, yeah.
transportation system. If I want to go from one place to another one, instead of taking a taxi, maybe this could be an option.
Oh, definitely, it's less expensive. I'll recommend you definitely to take the train if you want to wake up early and you want to take the train, move to another of the cities, and just hang in there, and then come back in at the end of the afternoon. That would be great. That would be a great way to do it. This is inside the station. This station is pretty nice. They try to keep some paintings. Some artists can expose their work there. Is part of that actually. This was is one of the parks. Is that's Parque Morazán. That's exactly in the heart. That's almost at the beginning of the central avenue, actually, that is going to connect actually to that. And is usually there were some traditions over here. Of course, we have RNC from Spain, but they used to do concerts with Philharmonic and all that exactly in the building that you see at the bottom, which is called in Spanish kiosco, actually. And the kind of activity was on Sunday, and I remember it was done between 1930 and 1960, almost 1970. It's called that activity retreta. I know the last one we lost the tradition is Heredia. It was the last one we kept a little bit. They tried to make it, but no, it seems people didn't like it, and there was a lot of complaint. I don't know why. I wonder why. This is exactly when I mentioned Melico Salazar. This is the park exactly in front, which is Parque Central. Of course, you can also do activities there in the kiosco, and you have this church called Catedral Metropolitana. That is the Pope this week declared this cathedral as a sanctuary, which is very important because San Jose needed like a big church in the name of San Jose, actually, province, which the name is given due to San Jose. And this is another view of the church, actually. And it has been restored like 10 years ago, actually, was the last works done. This is inside the church, the cathedral, which is you see the saint that is on the right side is San Jose, actually. And I know in the Easter week, they expose it outside and they make some walk around some streets as well. We call it procesión, that, like Spain. And this is our Basílica de la Virgen de los Ángeles, which our Virgin is Virgen de los Ángeles, would show up exactly in this place, and that's why we built this church, which is the main one, the biggest actually we have. And each between August 1st and August 2nd, there's a peregrinación, or we call it in English. I think the word is pilgrimage. That's the word in English, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we do it that. I walk it. And the rule is you need to walk from your house. So no matter where is your house, you need to walk from your house to the basilica, which is in Cartago. So for me, it's 21 kilometers.
Not that bad.
No, walkable, but yeah, you get tired and you get more than exhausted. Yeah, yeah. You can get damaged if you if you haven't trained a bit. And that's if you see inside, this is the basilica actually. Uh, Made by wood actually. This is very unusual actually in some of the churches inside. Not all of them has wood. And this is the Virgin actually. It's actually here's exposed without the crystal, but usually it has a crystal because in the past years some people tried to steal it because it has gold, of course. And in order to protect it, they needed to put a crystal, and also they needed to put cameras as well. That's very unfortunate that there's no safety about religious things actually. And this is the new Museo de Jade, which is exactly for Jade actually specifically. The owner is actually the Instituto Nacional de Seguros, which is the national institution for insurance, basically. And it's because one guy gave his collection, and that's the way we built this museum, actually, like 1970, 71. And this is part of the collection. I said a small part because you can see more than that.
Yeah,
actually,
I can imagine.
from native. This is the National Museum. It was an old military headquarters called Cuartel Bellavista. And actually, this is pretty much the new painting. They have been keeping between the yellow and the close to the orange. That has been the most common colors, actually. And there's a small park in front of that, and the old Congress is next to that. So you see, most of the old buildings are very, very closed. You can make exactly, you can walk. Actually, can make your own city tour at the end. There was an old jail. It was called Penitenciaría Nacional, and actually this is the current Museo Lo Niños. This is a museum exactly for kids. So this is about fantasy, games, and all that. And they are changing very, very, very often. I think the last exposure they did is about Jurassic Park. So they were dinosaurs and all that for the kids to play and all. It was fun, actually.
So nice place for visiting with kids. Fantastic. Fantastic tip.
Yeah, definitely. If you come with kids, go there because it's nice. Okay, this is called Plaza de la Cultura, and if the building that is on the left side of the picture on top is the National Theater. We was going to speak about that one later. But Plaza de la Cultura is exactly a building in the other way around. You have three, in like a subway, three stages at the bottom. So the Gold Museum is there actually. There's another museum on that, and it's a park on the top. So you can go down actually. Exactly, that's the entrance to go to the museum. And the museum, if I think, it covers the second floor and the third. And this is one of the galleries they have to show the gold. So all those yellow things you see there, they are pieces, gold pieces. So it's a lot. And this museum belongs to the to the Banco de Costa Rica, which is one of the national banks we have here.
I cannot imagine the security measures that they are maintaining here.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. That's the entrance of the National Theater next to the Plaza La Cultura, where is the Gold Museum is under that. This is a small copy of the Opéra de Paris. This is a small copy.
Oh.
This is when you do the entrance, the staircase that is there is exactly like that, and it's very nice actually. For us, this painting is very known and very famous because this is the back of the old bill of 5 colones, which is no longer active. Like it has like 35 years not being available, but for collection, it's important. And this is a painting that is they're trying to the artist it wanted is because of the coffee exportation and the banana exportation too. But there has some mistakes. If you see the way the guy is handled the bananas, he doesn't know it's exactly the other way around. It has some mistakes. Actually, the hats look more European than Costa Ricans. Actually, it was made by a French guy, actually, a French artist. And this is exactly the place you can see the any classic music or when Sinfónica Nacional or the Filarmónica Nacional can give their show there. Actually, it's a very nice place to go. You won't see here a rock star, never, because here we have two rules here. The person or the artist that goes to the National Theater is just about classic music, certain things like that, or certain plays actually. But that's why the more popular, or for rock or for a pop star or any artist, they can go to Teatro Melico Salazar, which is not far from here. It's actually like 2 blocks from here. And these are our current bills. Our current bills are very nice, very pretty actually. And the idea is on in the front you have always any animal. or any about flowers, plants, trees. And on the back, there's an expresident actually on the back, actually. So they're very nice. Our bills, if you touch them, they're not exactly paper. It's like plastic paper. It's kind of that. This is a view from that you can go to certain restaurants. For example, I give an example, Ramluna, which is the expensive one and the pretty one. Actually, if you want to go with your couple, with your beloved, it's amazing. And the view you can see here, San Jose, in the middle. You can see Cartago on the right and some parts of Heredia on the left side. Actually, and it's not very far. Like I don't know, like 20 minutes from downtown. This is a place you can go in the day is let's say is offices, and at night it has a nightlife, bars, pubs, discos. You can go there actually, and it's not far from downtown. Will be like I don't know. You can walk actually like 10-15 minutes maybe. It's kind of have some Spanish architecture, kind of that they try to. I like that. This is Avenida Central, Central Avenue, and is very known. And let's say take precautions because there are people selling things, and not only they are very legal, but they sell. And of course, there are some guys. If you stop, try to stop fast, and always see on your back because some stealer might be around you, watching you, and in the moment you get distracted, that they can take your things or something. Like any city in the world, they have some. You need to take some precautions. You have some burglars, stealers, and they can take your purse or cameras if you are tourists. And of course, tourists, you can recognize them any place in this planet, unfortunately. So yeah, so you need to be careful on that one when you were there. Actually, this is Parque La Sabana. We call it. It's a very natural lawn, trees and all that. They are trying to plant new trees because unfortunately one of the species they did is dying actually. The tree goes down actually. So they're trying to replace that, and that started like 10 years ago. And on the if you see almost at the end, there's a architecture is the National Stadium, the new National Stadium, which has been donated by the Chinese. This is actually the architecture they did. This has been worked specifically by Chinese fully. Even they brought people from China to work on the stadium. They didn't take any worker from Costa Rica. So we say this is a monument, very embarrassing monument because even the Chinese didn't trust us. They didn't hire any worker from our country. So it has two sides, one good one and one not too good. Talking about traditions, this is one of them. When the Independence Act arrived, given by Guatemala because we were separating from Spain, actually, um, they make this in representation to exactly. Um, Let me remind the word to the way they took from Guatemala has to go to every Central American country. So it goes from Guatemala to Honduras, Honduras, El Salvador, Salvador, Nicaragua, and then finally Costa Rica. And it ends here, actually. Panama is another story. It didn't get the independence with us, actually. So it's very known. And this is done by students. And the other part the students does is actually this with the lanterns. They do this kind of design and they turn on the night, waiting for the torch because the torch arrived to Cartago pretty much like at 8 p.m. It actually passed very close to my house. If I walk 2 blocks maybe, I can see actually to the main city, the main road they cross actually, and it's using the students. So every is very honor that you are chosen to handle this torch. Of course, it's very heavy, so you can take it from some meters actually, and another guy will take it and so on. So usually you see like 10, 15 students, and at the end they need to give this torch to the president. This is actually our current president, which is ending next year. Actually, May is his ending. Not very good one actually. This one is around flags. Our parade, let's say on the torch and the lanterns happen on the September 14, and is on our Independence Day, which is on the 15th. We celebrated like the rest of the Central American countries, same thing, and we do it now with military. We don't have army at all. We do it with students, and this is the kind of things they do with the flags. I think the English word is flag bearers. They do that, and they do kind of a show. They move around and all that. It's very funny, actually. Very nice to see it, and with drums and all that. And girls like that, the student like dressing like that. This is our traditional costume, actually, for girls. And dancing and all that. Or doing this kind of show, we call it bastoneras. And they can be like little kids until teenagers actually. So we take the main avenues actually on that. Every neighborhood they do their thing actually locally. And this is a tradition definitely coming from Spain. We have to say it is on the Easter week to take the Santa outside, in the name of the Jesus death and all that. So we do this kind of things. Of course, San Jose does in a way, and there are Heredia that does a different completely way. They do even kind of acting like how Jesus died and all that. So it's very, very nice to see it. I would recommend if you come in between the end of March or April to try to go and see them. And this we call it mascaradas, which is masquerade. This has big things made in mud and all that, and arcilla, and they paint it, and then you can put it on top. Actually, you put it, and you go around and you dance and all that. And you can paint anyone. Actually, you can paint the devil. You can paint any ex-president, any person that you would like. Actually, in the past, I think they don't do that. They used to hit you. Actually, part of the tradition was to hit you. So everyone when they see the mascarada, they run usually because they expect that. And this is with the bulls, and we have Dia Nacional del Pollero, and which is another tradition actually. And we do in Escazú, which is in the west side of San Jose. And so you see a lot of them actually. And we're going to speak about the carreta típica, which is very known for us. This is a tradition done in September, just in San Jose. I don't know the other place; they don't do it. And this is called Festival de la Luz. This is about lights. This is the beginning of the Christmas for San Jose, because this is in the first Saturday of December. Unfortunately, we canceled it this year and last year, unfortunately, due to a pandemic. And becomes events, actually, and also floats, actually. You can see all those. They were pre-selected. Actually, there's a work on the back that we don't see, actually. And this is, if you go to Arre, that is like 5 minutes from my house, actually, driving, is Zapote, another place. And they do some specific parties, like a fair. And even we do Toro Zaratica. So we have that tradition, of course, from Spain, but we don't kill it. We don't kill. We don't do any killing on that.
Section food.
Oh boy, yeah, that's the okay. Let's prepare for this one. This is a gallo pinto, a traditional gallo pinto. Gallo pinto is rice and beans mix. The problem is rice and beans mix is not a Costa Rican food only, but the different Central American countries, they do it very different. The way they elaborate it, or the proportion of rice and beans. In our case, it's more rice than beans, and we use the black beans specifically.
I
If you
see.
go to Nicaragua, they call it gallo pinto also, but they use red beans. They say we use the black. They use only the black beans for pigs to feed the pigs. They say we are eating pig food actually. So they make jokes on that, and we don't like that, of course. But this is a nice one. This is for breakfast. I do it for lunch even sometimes, but the
Why
most
not?
usual is breakfast.
Looks
This is
certainly nice.
this These are called picadillos. The first one is a racache, very known one. It's a root actually. This one is a potato, and you cut it in in a squares. And this one is specifically papa con chorizo, which is a sausage actually. So you mix it. And this one is chayote and corn. These are things you can find here. I don't know if you can find them actually in Europe or in other place. And it's very nice actually, those. Okay, I'll explain this. You can take your papa con chorizo. For example, you put a tortilla and you put it inside, and we call it gallito. That's a gallito. And gallito can be accompanied with anything, coffee, with just Coke, whatever. And this is another picadillo. This one is vein and carrots. That's the same story, you see. This was his plantain, specifically green plantain, actually. I made another picadillo. Actually, one of my favorite, to be honest. And this, we call it casado. A casado is you put rice, beans, plantain, salad usually, and a type of meat. Could be chicken, could be beef, could be pork.
Married. Name is married.
Yeah. Let's say in English it would be married, but yeah. It's like you put everything together, and it's in fact it's together at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's for lunch normally. Okay, pejibaye. I don't know the translation in English because I know only certain countries in South America and Central America we have it. I think Costa Rica is the one that uses it the most in their cuisine actually, and it's very easy. It's if you see it, it's small actually. You cut it in half. You take the coquito that is in the black thing you have in front, the seed, and you take out this. And in a very simple way to prepare it, maybe you can put the next example. I will show you. You can do just like that. Some mayo and cut it into slices in half. And that's amazingly nice. This is a soup, a cream with pejibaye. Amazing. If you come here, try rice with pejibaye. It's amazing, the taste. Crema de pejibaye, nice soup actually, or just to cut it and put mayo. It's very easy to handle, very flexible as well. Okay, this one is called chifrijo. This is pork. They put avocado. You put some potato chips, and then tomato slices with different species. Actually, these are chicharrones. Come from the pork. Actually, it's very fat. So if you have high cholesterol, I won't recommend this one. Not at all. And you put lemon and tortilla, and you do a gallito para gallito de chicharrón. And that's one of the main dishes, I might say, olla carne. Olla carne is a soup, actually, and you can put some vegetable, and you use normally beef, actually. I have seen some people use pork, but it's not usual to use pork, it's beef. This was his rice. Doesn't look like a rice, it's a sweet one. We call it arroz con leche. And you can use cinnamon, actually. You can put it in powder, or you put like a cinnamon stick, actually. Very nice. Like a dessert is the best. This is called cajeta. Cajeta de leche. That's why with milk, actually. It's very sweet, very nice. And almost everyone we do this one actually around the country, even in the coast, everywhere. We do it very different ways at the end. We mix milk with orange at the end also. Okay, this one, let me find the word trapiche, because trapiche is part of our tradition. So the sugar mill, when you take out the sugar cane and you try to get the sugar, one of the products you can do is this one. It's called sobado. Is one of the first processes you do in a trapiche, which is the old-fashioned way to make sugar. And you can get several products. Then you can have tapa dulce, which is also a known one by the trapiches, and you can make sugar actually at the end, just as we know it. And the sugar white is just they put an artificial ingredient to make it white, but in fact it's not white. It's brown at the end. That's tapa dulce. Exactly, that's tapa dulce. And we use it a lot for many things at the end. Even you can drink it. You can take out and you put hot water, and that's agua dulce. That's made with tapa dulce. We call it pan casero, which is a homemade bread. Very nice combination for a coffee. I think we have a picture for that, if I'm not mistaken. So this is exactly in the mid morning. You do a break, so you take a cafecito, a coffee with your pan casero or anything actually, and at 3 p.m. there's the other break. You should be taking another pan casero, another cafecito.
How many times do you eat in during the day?
Five, I think. Yeah, we use the normal two, and these one are very important. These breaks are important in Costa Rica. So people really, and by law, you have the right to have 15 minutes of your coffee actually in the mid morning. Normally 9:30 a.m. I might say, and 3:30 p.m.
What a nice legislation you have in terms of work.
Yeah. And of course, this is a very nice combination. You see your pan casero and your coffee. And this device or something that we do the coffee is called chorreador. This is the best way to do coffee, actually. We don't do not the traditional way you should be using coffee makers or anything, just this one. And this is just like made by tela, by a tissue, let's say, and you put it on top, and then you put the coffee first, and then you put the hot water. And advices to do this properly: don't do the hot water in at once, little by little, and you get the best coffee ever. And try to use a good coffee actually. Okay, so this is another product, not only in San Jose, but I might say more in the coast, that is vino de coyol, which is like a wine. It's coming from the sap of the coyol species of palm tree. So it's coming from the palm tree, actually. It's the fruit of the palm tree. And it's very strong, very. I might say, if you try it, careful. A hangover with this is amazingly bad, especially if after you take the sun. And because you take it in the coast mostly, you go to the sun the next day, and then forget it. Prepare for a 3 days hangover after that. It can last 3 days. And you don't feel, you think your head is going to explode, actually. It's really bad. I tried once and I learned my lesson.
You are not selling it to me very well, to be honest.
It doesn't taste bad, but yeah, you need to be careful with this
Yeah,
liquor,
exactly.
I
So
think.
maybe trying it just a little bit, and that's all.
Yeah, a little bit. Don't try like taking 6 beers. No, don't take the vino coyo like that. Don't take it like normal. And these are tamales. So these are is use potato and corn mixed. That's the base, and it looks like that. What is on the side, and you cover them with plantain leaves actually. And it looks very nice. You can put there are different kinds, but the most one is you put rice and sometimes some meat. This one is rompope. This one and tamales is just now for Christmas time. Exactly now. This is the moment for tamales and the moment for rompope. So rompope is basically with milk, sweet actually, and has liquor, of course. Not very strong one. We can use sometimes a ron actually. This is the carreta típica. It's painted by hand actually. This is not something we do like you put it in a factory, they do it by themselves. No. So there's an artist here that they painted by hand. So it's a lot of work, this honestly. And there's a place, specific place for that they do that, which is in the Alajuela province, which is Sarchi, which is the known place, is the most known place actually
I
to
can
go
imagine
there.
that this is quite expensive.
For tourists, I won't say. For locals, yes. We find it expensive, but for tourists, you won't see it as expensive. And this is the small version. You can use it like a bar. You can put your bottles and all that. The big size one is the old-fashioned way, and to put a bull like we do it like Pojero. And actually, the idea is they transport the coffee that way from the Central Valley to the coast in order to make transportation.
So we finish with the pictures, and then I will make you some questions, some small ones, because you at the end you have been
Of course.
explaining me almost everything. So what will be the best moment, in your opinion, for visiting Costa Rica? Because you
Okay.
mentioned Christmas and also Easter. So
The thing is, we have two seasons here. From May to November, we have rain, and I mean a lot of rain, and it's going to increase month to month. May, of course, it's not so rainy. It's a good play. It's a good moment to come and not to get so wet. Actually, September and October are the worst month. Actually, are very heavy rain. Actually, but our let's say our summertime is between February and April, basically. So it's the highest temperature we have. December and January, I would say, is an exception. It should be summer, but we have a cold wind from the North Pole, so it's cold windy most of the time. Like right now, it's very cold windy, as you can see.
So probably recommend coming in maybe April, so we may see the Easter celebrations and also having
Could be, could
nice
be.
nice weather.
It depends what you want to do. Just to come to the city, yeah, try to come on summertime or even December is not bad. Of course, it's going windy, but it's not bad to see some traditions and to see how we decorate in Christmas, how we do it at the end. We have certain traditions, of course. But if you want to go to places like forest, things like, uh, or walk, let's say hiking certain mountains, all that, I might say do it between in the winter. That's the best moment. It looks you will get rain, of course, but it's the moment that you will see a lot of green. The color green will be more more deeper, actually. I might say.
I
So
understand.
yeah, depends the activity. Yeah, for summer, beach and San Jose, yeah, try summer better, best
Just
temperature.
a couple of questions. Souvenirs, of course, I decided that probably the best one should be one of chorreadores, one of
Yeah,
those
definitely
chorreadores.
chorreador. And even we have becoming more smart in craft shop things, and they give you the chorreador
Mhm.
with your coffee attached, and so everything is there, and they keep the instructions, so you don't know how to handle how to use a chorreador. You have the instructions, and I know because I sent one in the past to an ex-girlfriend, and I know they are good instruction, the one that they provided. So yeah, that's the best souvenir you can get, and the best way to drink coffee as
Yeah, yeah,
well.
yeah. You explained me this before, and so last question is well, two questions. The last ones are first of all, um how what is the best place for staying there? Like hotel or Airbnb or which should be the best option for doing this?
Um, Airbnb is okay, but I think they're very accessible, the bed and breakfast, and you have a whole area like Barriomon when we saw the houses and no houses. So those are not expensive hotels normally. They're like $20-$30 maybe. It's just something like that. Just one hotel I remember is called Hotel Britannia. It's actually bed and breakfast. It's not a really bed and breakfast because it costs $70 more or less, almost 80. But it's a nice place. It's for corporate, that one. So my suggestion is bed and breakfast or Airbnb. The only thing, try to find an Airbnb that is not too far from downtown, that you get closer actually. Like I'm living not even 10 minutes from downtown actually, at the end, 10, 12 minutes maybe. Something like that, to the east or to the west, or north or south. Try not to go too far, so that way you can even walk in the morning, actually.
And last,
Nights,
sorry.
careful with the nights, exactly, to where you walk. Avenida Central, so the pedestrian, like Avenida Central, and the other pedestrian we have is 4th Avenue. Actually, those two are pedestrian. Those are very, very, you see a lot of police there, cameras and all that. So there are places you can do it. But in fact, I won't recommend to go at 1 a.m. and walk there. No, just be careful. In certain parts of the night, it's better that you use any other transportation, taxis, etc., or Uber, actually.
Exactly, this was the last question I was planning to make you, is exactly which places to avoid visiting. So I think I have all the information. Really, thank you very much for this quiet explanation about the area, the great metropolitan area of San Jose. Thank you very much for participating, and hopefully see you soon.
Perfect. No problem, Sacha. It was my pleasure. Have a great day. Bye-bye.